Hey everyone, Small Town Atheist again. Sorry for the overdue videos. As you can see from the blank wall behind me, I've moved to a new small town. So um, once I get settled in, I should have time for some more videos and blog posts and stickcam chats and things like that. So stay tuned. But for now, I just wanted to throw up this next video in the series and focus on a problem that has plagued believers of an all-loving God for centuries. It's called the problem of evil. Um, Evil is a problem for an all-loving God. I mean, because evil exists, God's got some splaining to do. The logical contradiction works like this. You have these four premises. Uh, God is omnipotent. God is omniscient. God is omnibenevolent. See the first two videos in this series to learn why a God with all these powers wouldn't exist anyway. And evil exists. If you don't want to call it evil, call it bad things or suffering or whatever. This is anything from child rape to torture to the Holocaust. I mean, even natural evils, if you want to call them, tsunamis, hurricanes, floods, even the law of predation. But this is the problem of evil. I mean, if we have a God with these three, let's call them superpowers, um, whence then is evil? To quote David Hume, uh, why does evil exist? I mean, you know, if you could help a starving child, and you could, would you? I mean, of course. I mean, most people would. Uh, so, how are you more moral than God? And how does that make this God loving in any sort of way? If God is omnibenevolent, then he wouldn't want anyone or anything to suffer. He wouldn't want evil to exist. If God is omniscient, then he must know about all the evil in the world. I mean, come on, wake up. Especially if he's outside of time, like a lot of theists like to claim. Then he would have known about the Black Plague, the Holocaust, the 2004 tsunami, 9/11, long before they ever happened. If God is omnipotent, then he must be capable of doing something, right? I mean, if he's all powerful, stopping a child's murder before it happens is simple. Yet we see no helping hand in anywhere. Therefore, evil should not exist. If you take away God's superpowers, if you take away the first three premises, then the problem goes away. Of course, there have been many theodicies proposed to defend this God, um, and they work by doing just that, taking away one of the superpowers of God. Maybe God isn't omnipotent. Okay, let's start with that. Um, he's weak and powerless to stop disasters. His hands are tied when it comes to genocide, and he can't even stop a nut from putting her 1-month-old in the microwave. Well, maybe God's just using tough love. Bullshit. There's nothing he can't teach us gently that he can teach us harshly. And if he's an all-loving being, the choice is obvious. Maybe God's just stupid. Maybe God isn't all-loving. Maybe he's indifferent to what happens to us. Maybe he gets off on it. No. What differentiates him from a psychopath then? What if God is evil? That could solve the problem. Um, but the problem of evil must be taken up within the context of humanity. No other context would make a God useful to us as humans in any realistic way. And what if God isn't omniscient? Um, he doesn't see or hear everything. Maybe he just wasn't looking whenever the stray bullet from the drive-by went into an innocent bystander. Perhaps he was too far away to hear the cries of the miners who were trapped in the cave in. All of these are just excuses so that he can still be God, and we can let him off the hook for things like earthquakes and genocide. The problem of evil can be restated as the following. Number one, if evil exists and God is omniscient, then he knows about it. Number two, if God knows about evil and is omnibenevolent, then he wants to prevent it. Number three, if God wants to prevent evil and is omnipotent, then he can prevent it. Because if he wants something to happen,
it's gonna happen.
Therefore, if God is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnibenevolent, then evil should not exist. But maybe God is unable to prevent evil because there is no God.